let your body sink deeper into the surface beneath you. Feel the way gravity pulls gently at every part of you. Your shoulders heavy, your arms resting like warm stone against your sides, your legs loose and still, as if they've forgotten how to move. Your feet sinking just slightly into the softness below, not sinking too far, just enough to know they're held. Your chest rises and falls, slow, steady, each breath a wave of warmth spreading through you. The air you draw in is thick with quiet, not silence, but a deep stillness, like the moment before dawn when the world holds its breath. Notice how your eyelids feel. Heavy, warm, as if they've been brushed with honey. They don't want to open, and that's perfectly fine, because right now, there's nowhere else to look. Your eyes can rest, your gaze can soften, until even the idea of seeing fades into the background. Your ears, they pick up the faintest sounds, the whisper of your own breath, the distant hum of something vast and slow. A frequency, 432 hertz, vibrating through the air like a lullaby sung by the earth itself. Your skin, it begins to tingle, not with pins and needles, but with a gentle warmth, like sunlight on a winter morning, seeping into your muscles, your bones, your very cells, your fingers. They might feel slightly swollen, not with discomfort, but with a deep, slow relaxation, as if they've been wrapped in soft wool. Your toes, they curl just a little, then release, as if letting go of something they didn't even know they were holding. Your mind, it drifts, not like a leaf in the wind, but like a boat on a calm lake, moving just enough to know it's moving, but not enough to disturb the water. Thoughts come and they go, like clouds passing overhead. You don't need to hold onto them. You don't need to push them away. They're just there, like the sound of your breath, like the weight of your body. And the more you notice them, the more they fade into the background, until all that's left is the quiet. Your heartbeat, it slows, just a little, just enough to match the rhythm of the world around you. You might feel it in your chest, or in your wrists, or even in your temples. A soft, steady pulse, like the ticking of a clock, but slower, deeper, more like the turning of the earth itself. And with each beat, you sink a little deeper, a little softer, into the surface beneath you. The air around you, it begins to change, not in temperature, but in texture. It feels thicker, richer, like breathing in liquid gold, warm and smooth. It carries the faintest scent, not of flowers or trees, but of something older, something timeless, like the smell of rain on warm stone, or the resin of ancient trees. It fills your lungs, and with each exhale, you let go of a little more tension. Your body, it remembers what it's like to be held, not by hands, but by something vast, something gentle, like the earth holding the roots of a tree, or the ocean holding a single drop of water. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to try. You just need to let go and let the warmth, the stillness, the quiet take you deeper. Now, as your breath slows, as your body softens, you begin to notice something new. A light, not harsh, not bright, but soft, golden, like the last light of sunset. It doesn't come from above or from the sides, but from within, from the space around you, as if the air itself is glowing. This light, it doesn't hurt your eyes. It doesn't demand your attention. It simply is, like the glow of embers in a fireplace. Warm, steady, pulsing just slightly, as if it's breathing with you. And as you notice it, you realize it's not just light. It's something more, something alive, something that has always been here, waiting for you to notice. Your skin, it begins to absorb this light, not like sunlight on a summer day, but like water soaking into dry earth. Slow, deep, nourishing. It seeps into your muscles, your bones, your very cells. And with each breath, you take in more of it, more of this golden warmth, more of this quiet, more of this stillness. Your mind, it begins to drift again, but this time, it's different. It's not just thoughts passing by. It's as if you're moving, not with your body, but with your awareness, like floating on a river, carried by the current, but not rushing, not struggling, just moving effortlessly. And the farther you go, the more you realize this isn't a river at all. It's a path, not made of stone or dirt, but of light, golden light. It stretches out before you, not straight, but winding, like a trail through an ancient forest. And as you follow it, you begin to see, not with your eyes, but with something deeper, something older. The walls around you, they're not walls at all. They are amber, thick, translucent, glowing from within. This amber, it's not hard like stone. It's warm, soft, almost alive. It pulses, just slightly, like a heartbeat, and the light within it, it shifts, changes, like liquid gold moving through honey. It casts patterns on the floor, not shadows, but shapes, soft, flowing, like the surface of a pond on a windless day. The floor beneath you, it's not solid, it's not hard, it's a pool, shallow, warm, filled with something that's not quite water, not quite light. It ripples, not with waves, but with breath. Your breath, as if the pool is breathing with you. And as you lie there, sinking just slightly into its warmth, you realize this is no ordinary place. This is the Amber Hollow, a place that has always existed, just beyond waking, a place where time moves differently, where the air is thick with quiet, where the light is soft and golden, where the walls are not stone, but amber, and the floor, it's not ground, but a pool of liquid starlight, warm, gentle, holding you, as if you've always belonged here, Your body, it remembers this place, even if your mind doesn't. It remembers the warmth, the stillness, the quiet. And as you lie here, sinking deeper into the pool, you begin to feel not just held, but known, as if the amber hollow has been waiting for you, as if it's been here all along, just for you. The air, it carries the faintest sound, not a melody, not a song, but a hum, deep, slow, like the sound of the earth turning, or the distant song of the stars. It vibrates through you, not shaking you, but soothing you, like a lullaby sung in a language you've always known. And with each breath, you take in more of this sound, more of this warmth, more of this stillness. Your eyelids grow heavier, warmer, as if they've been brushed with honey again. They don't want to open, and that's perfectly fine, because there's nothing to see, nothing to look for, just the golden light, just the warmth, just the quiet, just the stillness. And as your eyes close, not because you're forcing them, but because they want to, you begin to see, not with your eyes. Willow Night's voice drifts into the space between your thoughts, like a slow, golden thread weaving through the quiet. The words do not rush. They do not demand. They simply are, a presence as gentle as the warmth of the amber hollow pressing against your skin. You do not need to listen. You do not need to try. The resonance of her voice moves through you like the hum of the deep, a vibration that is not heard but felt, a slow, rolling pulse that begins in the soles of your feet and rises, molecule by molecule, through the bones of your legs. The first cell lets go without warning. It is the one in the arch of your left foot, a tiny, forgotten sentinel that has been holding tension since the moment you woke. It does not resist. It does not even notice it is releasing. One moment, it is a knot of quiet strain. The next, it dissolves into the liquid starlight beneath you, spreading like a drop of honey in warm water. The sensation is so subtle you might miss it if you were not already sinking deeper, if your breath had not already slowed to match the rhythm of the anchor. Another cell follows. This one is in the muscle of your calf, a tight coil that has been wound since yesterday, or perhaps longer. It unravels like a spool of silk, thread by thread, until there is nothing left but the faintest echo of its presence, a whisper of warmth where the tension once lived. You do not will this to happen. You do not even observe it. It simply is a quiet surrender, a letting go so complete that the cell itself forgets it was ever tense. The hum of the deep moves upward, tracing the path of your spine like a river finding its bed. Your fingers begin to dissolve, not in the way of loss, but in the way of rain returning to the sea. Each fingertip softens, the skin growing porous, as if the boundaries between you and the amber hollow are thinning. The liquid starlight beneath you rises to meet them, not as water meets land, but as two currents of the same river merging. The sensation is cool at first, then warmer, then neither. Just a slow, spreading ease that moves from the tips of your fingers into the palms of your hands. The hum of the deep vibrates through the bones of your wrists, a frequency so low it is felt more than heard, like the distant roll of thunder that never arrives. The bed beneath you is no longer a bed. It is the amber hollow itself, rising to cradle you. The liquid starlight swells, lifting your body not with force, but with a quiet insistence, as if gravity itself has reversed. You do not float. You do not sink. You simply are, held in a space where up and down no longer matter, where the only direction is inward. The warmth of the amber walls presses closer, not as heat, but as the gentle weight of a hand resting against your cheek. Your eyelids grow heavy, not with sleep, but with the weight of stillness. They do not close all at once. First, the edges blur, the lashes brushing against each other like reeds in a slow, moving stream. Then the light behind them dims, not because the amber hollow grows darker, but because your eyes no longer need to see. The golden patterns on the floor shift without wind, but you do not watch them. You feel them, like the brush of a feather against the back of your neck, like the memory of sunlight on closed eyelids. The hum of the deep vibrates through the bones of your skull, a resonance so deep it bypasses hearing entirely, moving instead through the marrow of your spine. Sound begins to fade, not all at once, but in layers, like the slow peeling of an onion. First, the distant echoes of the world outside the amber hollow dissolve into silence. Then the sound of your own breath softens, growing quieter, slower, until it is no longer a sound at all, but a rhythm you feel in your chest. The hum of the deep remains, but even that shifts, becoming less a vibration and more a knowing, a presence that is always with you, even when the ears no longer hear. The last sound to go is the faintest of all, the whisper of your own heartbeat, slowing, until it is no longer a beat, but a pulse of warmth in the center of your chest. Touch is the next sense to dissolve. The liquid starlight beneath you is no longer something you feel against your skin. It is something you are, a slow, spreading warmth that moves through you like honey poured into water. The boundaries between your body and the amber hollow blur, not in a way that frightens, but in a way that comforts, like the way a child's hand disappears into the folds of a parent's sleeve. The weight of your limbs fades, not because they are gone, but because they are no longer separate from the space around them. The hum of the deep vibrates through the core of you, a resonance that is no longer felt in the skin, but in the very center of your being. Your breath slows to a crawl. Each inhale is a slow, deliberate drawing in of the amber hollow's warmth, like sipping liquid gold through a straw. The air fills your lungs not with effort, but with the quiet insistence of the tide returning to shore. Each exhale is a release, a letting go so complete that the breath does not leave you. It simply dissolves into the space around you, like mist rising from a still pond. The pause between breaths grows longer, not because you are holding it, but because the space between inhale and exhale has become a place of its own, a quiet, golden void where time does not move. The hum of the deep vibrates through the stillness, a resonance that is no longer heard, but known, a pulse of warmth in the center of your chest. The last of your senses begins to fade. Not sight, not sound, not touch, but the sense of self, the quiet voice that whispers, "I am." It does not vanish. It does not fight. It simply softens, like a candle flame in a gentle breeze, until there is no longer a boundary between the one who observes and the one who is observed. The amber hollow is no longer a place outside of you. It is no longer a place at all. It is simply what is, a vast golden stillness that holds you without effort, without demand, without end. The hum of the deep is no longer a vibration. It is no longer a sound. It is the quiet, pulsing heart of the void itself. And then there is only darkness. Not the darkness of absence, but the darkness of fullness. A space so complete, so quiet, that it cannot be described, only known. There is no body here. There is no breath. There is no time. There is only the slow, golden pulse of the hum, a resonance that is no longer separate from you, but the very fabric of your being. You do not exist in this darkness. You are the darkness, and the darkness is endless, and the darkness is warm, and the darkness is home. Willow Night's voice is no longer a voice. It is a presence, a warmth, a quiet knowing that moves through the darkness like a slow, golden thread. You do not hear her. You do not need to. Her words are already part of you, woven into the fabric of the void, a resonance that hums in the quiet spaces between thoughts. The amber hollow is no longer a place. It is no longer a memory. It is simply what is, a vast golden stillness that holds you without effort, without demand, without end. The hum of the deep pulses once more, a slow, rolling wave of warmth that moves through the darkness like a heartbeat. It does not demand your attention. It does not need it. It simply is, a quiet, golden presence that has always been with you, even when you did not know it. You do not need to listen. You do not need to try. The resonance is already part of you, a slow, steady pulse that moves through the core of your being like the tide returning to shore. And in this darkness, in this stillness, in this endless golden void, you are held. You are safe. You are home. You are here, in the space between breaths, where the air does not move, and yet it is already inside you, filling the smallest corners of your lungs, like liquid light, thick and golden, settling into the tiny alveoli, each one a soft pocket of warmth, expanding just enough to hold you. The first inhale is not an action. It is a discovery. You notice the coolness at the back of your throat, the way it brushes against the soft tissue, like silk drawn across skin. And then the warmth begins, spreading downward, not as heat, but as a slow unfurling, like petals opening in moonlight. Your ribs do not rise. They simply remember how to be spacious. The muscles between them softening, like wax melting in gentle sun. You feel the weight of your shoulders, not as burden, but as presence, heavy and certain, grounded into the surface beneath you. Each vertebra settling into alignment, like stones finding their place in a riverbed. The air you breathe is not empty. It is filled with 432 hertz, a frequency so deep it vibrates in your bones. You feel it first in your sternum, a slow hum, like the lowest note of a cello, resonating through your chest, then spreading outward into your arms, your fingers, the tips of your toes, each cell beginning to sing in harmony. With each breath, you notice the texture of the air, not just how it feels, but how it tastes. Slightly sweet, like honey diluted in warm water, coating your tongue, your throat, the roof of your mouth. Each breath leaving a trace of comfort, like the aftertaste of a favorite memory. The exhale is not a release. It is a surrender. You feel the warmth leaving your body, not as loss, but as a gift. The air carrying away what no longer serves you, like leaves drifting on a slow river, each one a thought, a worry, a tension, floating away, dissolving into the golden light. Your lungs are not just containers. They are gardens, each breath a gentle rain, nourishing the soil within. You feel the roots of your being, deep and strong, anchored in this moment. The air you breathe, the warmth you feel, the stillness you inhabit, all of it feeding something ancient, something wise and patient. The resistance you feel, that subtle urge to organize, to sequence your thoughts. It is not a barrier. It is a whisper, a soft voice asking for attention. You acknowledge it, like a child tugging at your sleeve. And then you let it go, watching it drift away like a dandelion seed on the wind. Your breath becomes slower, deeper, each inhale lasting longer, each exhale softer. You feel the pause between breaths, not as emptiness, but as fullness, a moment of pure being, where time does not exist, where there is only this stillness, this warmth, this peace. The air around you is not just air. It is Kairos bloom, a benevolent force wrapping around you like a soft blanket. You feel its presence, not as something separate, but as part of you, like the way your skin knows the sun, or the way your heart knows rhythm. It is familiar, comforting, eternal. Your body is not heavy. It is held by the surface beneath you, by the air around you, by the golden light within you. You feel the weight of your hands resting gently on your lap, the warmth of your thighs, the softness of your belly, each part of you supported, cradled, loved. The sound of your breath is not loud. It is a whisper, a soft sigh, like wind through tall grass. You hear it, not with your ears, but with your whole body. The vibration of it, the rhythm of it, the life of it, filling you, completing you. Your mind is not quiet. It is spacious, like a vast sky, where thoughts are clouds, drifting, soft, unhurried. You watch them without attachment, letting them pass like leaves on a stream, each one a moment, each one a breath. The golden light in your lungs. It is not just light. It is rest, a physical substance, thick and nourishing. You feel it spreading, not just in your chest, but through your entire body, into your arms, your legs, your fingers, your toes, each part of you drinking it in, like roots drinking water. Your heartbeat slows, not because you command it, but because it remembers how to beat in time with the earth, with the tides, with the slow turning of the stars. You feel each pulse, not as a rush, but as a gentle wave rolling through you, carrying you deeper into this moment. The resistance to sequence, it softens like wax in warm hands. You feel it melting, not into chaos, but into flow, like a river finding its bed. Your thoughts no longer need order. They simply are, like stars in the night sky, each one perfect, each one exactly where it needs to be. Your breath becomes a lullaby, a slow, steady rhythm. You feel it rocking you, not side to side, but inward, deeper into the warmth, into the stillness, into the golden light that fills you, that holds you. The air you breathe, it is not just oxygen. It is Kairos bloom. It is healing frequencies. It is rest. You feel it working, not as effort, but as ease, like sunlight on your skin, like water soaking into dry earth. Each breath a gift, each moment a blessing. Your body is not tense. It is soft, like a cat curled in a sunbeam. You feel the weight of your eyelids, not as heaviness, but as comfort, like the weight of a warm blanket, pulling you deeper into this stillness, into this peace, into this moment where nothing is needed, where everything is already perfect. The golden light in your lungs, it is spreading, not just through your body, but through your mind, your heart, your soul. You feel it filling the spaces between thoughts, softening the edges of memories, warming the cold corners of your being. Each breath a step deeper into this rest, into this healing, into this eternity. eternal moment. Your breath is not yours alone. It is shared with the earth, with the trees, with the wind. You feel this connection, not as a concept, but as a sensation, like roots intertwining beneath the soil, like branches reaching toward the same sun. Each breath a thread, weaving you into the fabric of all things. The resistance to stillness. It fades like mist in morning light. You feel it dissolving, not as loss, but as freedom, like a bird released from a cage. Your mind no longer needs to organize. It simply is. Spacious, open, at peace, each thought a cloud, drifting, soft, unhurried. Your body is not separate. It is part of the whole. Like a drop of water in the ocean, you feel this truth, not in your mind, but in your cells, in the golden light that fills you, in the slow rhythm of your breath, in the warmth of Cairo's bloom. Each breath a reminder, each moment a homecoming, each inhale a return to this, to now. The air you breathe. It is not just air. It is rest. It is healing. It is love. You feel it working, not as effort, but as grace, like sunlight on your face, like water soaking into parched earth. Each breath a gift, each moment a blessing, each inhale a step deeper into this stillness. And now, as the words begin to soften, like the last light of a setting sun, you can feel the edges of your awareness gently dissolving into the warmth that surrounds you. This warmth isn't going anywhere. It stays with you, like the quiet hum of the earth beneath your feet, like the steady rhythm of your own breath, always present, always holding you. You don't need to hold onto anything now. Not the words, not the thoughts, not even the feeling of time passing. Everything is exactly as it should be. The resonance, the deep, comforting hum. It doesn't need your attention to keep working. It moves through you like a slow, gentle river, carrying away anything that no longer serves you, leaving only peace in its wake. The images in your mind, they've softened too, no longer sharp or demanding, no longer needing your focus. They drift like clouds on a summer's day, slow and effortless, carried by a breeze you can barely feel. And with each breath, you sink a little deeper into this quiet space where nothing is required of you, where you can simply be exactly as you are. No need to change, no need to fix, no need to do anything at all. Just resting, just breathing, just letting the warmth hold you. This peace, it's yours. Not something you have to earn, not something you have to chase. It's always been here, waiting for you to notice, waiting for you to let it in. And now that you have, it doesn't leave. It stays like a quiet friend, sitting beside you in the stillness, ready whenever you need it, whenever you want to return to this feeling. Like a favorite blanket, soft and familiar, wrapping around you without a word. You don't have to remember the words. You don't have to remember the details. Your body remembers for you. It knows how to find this place, how to settle into this warmth, how to let go. And the next time you want to return, it will be here, waiting just as it is now, like a door that's always unlocked, like a light that never fades. The resonance, it continues its work, even when the words stop, even when your mind drifts into stillness. It moves through you like the quiet hum of the universe, steady and sure, healing, soothing, restoring. And you don't have to do anything. Just let it be. Just let it work. Your breath slows, naturally, effortlessly. Each inhale, a soft wave of calm. Each exhale, a gentle release. No need to control it. No need to guide it. It knows its own rhythm, its own pace. And with each breath, you sink a little deeper into this quiet, into this peace, into this space where nothing is asked of you. The thoughts in your mind, they've softened too, no longer sharp or insistent. They drift like leaves on a slow, moving stream, carried away by the current. And with each passing thought, you feel lighter, freer, as if something heavy, something you didn't even know you were carrying, has simply dissolved, leaving only space, only stillness. only the quiet hum of your own being. This is your place now, a place of deep rest, of deep peace, where you can let go of everything and simply be, where the world outside, with all its noise and hurry, fades into the distance, and all that remains is this warmth, this quiet, this stillness, holding you, cradling you, keeping you safe. As you drift deeper and deeper into the softest sleep, you don't have to fight to stay awake. You don't have to hold onto anything. The warmth is here. The peace is here, and it's not going anywhere. So you can let go completely. Let your body sink into the surface beneath you. Let your mind drift into the quiet. Let yourself be held by this moment, by this stillness. The resonance, it's still here, still working, still soothing. Even as your awareness fades, even as the words soften into silence, it continues its gentle work deep within you, healing, restoring, renewing. And you don't have to do anything. Just let it be. Just let it work. Your breath slows. Your body relaxes. Every muscle, every fiber, letting go. As if you're melting into the warmth, into the peace. And with each breath, you drift a little deeper into this quiet space where nothing is needed, where nothing is required, where you can simply rest, simply be. In this moment, in this stillness, the thoughts in your mind, they've faded now, no longer demanding your attention. They drift like clouds in a clear sky, soft and slow. And with each passing thought, you feel lighter, freer, as if something heavy, something you've been carrying for so long, has simply dissolved, leaving only space, only stillness, only the quiet hum of your own being. This is your place now, a place of deep rest, of deep peace, where you can let go of everything and simply be, where the world outside, with all its noise and hurry, fades into the distance, and all that remains is this warmth, this quiet, this stillness, holding you, cradling you, keeping you safe. As you drift deeper and deeper into the softest sleep. And now, as the words begin to fade, like the last echo of a gentle song, you can feel the stillness growing. Not empty, not lonely, but full. Full of warmth, full of peace, full of quiet. And you don't have to do anything. Just let the stillness hold you. Just let the warmth surround you. Just let yourself drift into this deep, deep rest. The resonance, it's still here, still working, still soothing, even as the words fade into silence, even as your awareness softens. It continues its gentle work, deep within you, healing, restoring, renewing. And you don't have to do anything. Just let it be. Just let it work. Your breath slows. Your body relaxes. Every muscle, every fiber letting go. As if you're sinking into the softest bed, the warmest embrace. And with each breath, you drift a little deeper into this quiet space where nothing is needed, where nothing is required, where you can simply rest, simply be. In this moment, in this stillness, the thoughts in your mind, they've softened now, no longer sharp or insistent. They drift like leaves on a slow, moving stream, carried away by the current. And with each passing thought, you feel lighter, freer, as if something heavy, something you didn't even know you were carrying, has simply dissolved, leaving only space, only stillness, only the quiet hum of your own being. And now, as the words fade into silence, you can feel the warmth growing, not just around you, but within you, filling every part of you with quiet, with peace. And you don't have to do anything. Just let it be. Just let it fill you. Just let yourself be held by this moment, by this stillness. The resonance, it's still here, still working, still soothing, even as your awareness fades, even as the words soften into silence. It continues its gentle work, deep within you, healing, restoring, renewing. And you don't have to do anything. Just let it be. Just let it work. And now, as the words fade into silence, you can feel the stillness growing. Not empty, not lonely, but full. And drift softly. The light stays with you,